In this video, you'll see a shy Swedish guy learning to seduce beautiful Ukrainian girls. Gar went from speaking super fast in a very high-pitched voice, ending each sentence as if it sounds like a question, to actually getting a ton of numbers and getting a date that ends in his apartment. But first, let me explain you what this video is and what it is not. You'll see one of my daygame coaching students go through his learning experience, and you'll hear the exact advice I give my daygame coaching students. You'll see the student go through his learning experience, the same experience you're going through while you're learning daygame now, but he learns to get numbers consistently and starts going on dates in only a few days. You can see what he had to learn and apply the same lessons to your daygame. If you're serious about daygame and really want to start getting results, then this video is for you. And now let's talk what this video is not about. If you're on YouTube looking for daygame infield recordings, this video is not for you. I do not publish daygame infield recordings for two reasons. First is I have many lays from daygame, and almost all of my students are getting laid from daygame. Heck, half of them start getting laid during the coaching days. And with all this experience, I think that daygame infields are a terrible way to learn daygame unless you are already getting laid consistently and want to take your game from intermediate to advanced level. Most people watching infields on YouTube unfortunately aren't going out, aren't getting enough results, and that's not what they need. What guys need to get their first 8 daygame lays is simply learn solid fundamentals. And the second reason is, well, I have several sisters, and maybe one day in the future I'll have a daughter, and while I would be 100% fine with them dating a good ethical daygamer, I wouldn't want to see any infield recordings with them. So that's what you're gonna get in this video. You're gonna see a student go technically step by step through his learning experience and learn solid fundamentals. If you like this video, I have several similar ones with different types of students going through different challenges and learning different lessons. I will link to them in the description of this video. Hey guys, so here we are with Gar, and we are starting his daygame coaching journey. He's here in Ukraine for 5 days of infield coaching. What's your experience with daygame so far? Have you done any daygame? Have you done any sets?
I have mostly done hit and runs, maybe like under 10.
Under 10 hit and runs?
Yeah.
And you arrived here yesterday and you already did a set.
Yeah.
While I was on a date.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how have you been meeting girls so far in your life?
Mostly social circle, and yeah, you know, the friends, you know, so.
And why did you decide to learn daygame?
Because it's like the natural thing to do. Just if you see a chick, you like her style, maybe walk up and say hi and see what happens.
Okay, and how old are you? Approximately like late 20s, early 30s?
Yeah, late 20s.
Late 20s. And why did you decide to work with this weird tattooed bald motherfucker with a stupid gay nose ring?
Now that you put it that way, I don't know. No, because like I just think you have a good structure, and it makes a lot of sense that you need to have a structure in the beginning because you're like very noob and you're like very nervous.
Okay, let's go. Congrats on the first number.
Yeah.
It only took 7 opens in 40 minutes, no, 48 minutes.
Yeah,
6 short ones, 1 number. You're learning very fast for, I would say, for day 1.
Okay. Yeah.
And you got all the questions that you need to come up with interesting answers for. So, why are you here? Or let's start with, where are you from?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from, Sweden.
So a more interesting way to respond to this question would be, how can you make fun about Sweden? What's the stereotype about Sweden?
The Viking country.
The Viking country, yes. You can say, I'm from a Viking country.
Yeah.
Looking for a new place to conquer.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I'm here to meet you.
Yeah. But
okay.
she loved it. She was like giggling and such.
Why are you here?
The daygame, of course.
Well, and what can you say to her? Why are you in Ukraine?
Yeah, here to explore the city and.
So how about the more interesting answer? What could be a more interesting agree and amplify type of answer?
Oh no, my head is like.
Yeah, you can say shit like, I heard this city has the best Ferris wheel and really good beer.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it. You can
Okay.
say that. What do you think about this city?
Yeah, I love it. It's nice. It's a very Ukrainian city.
Very boring answer.
Yeah,
Super
I
boring
know.
answer.
I was like, when I was talking to her, I was like, this is amazing, and it's like, I think that's why you really need to maybe study a few things, but.
So,
yeah.
what's a more how can you say in a more interesting way, what do you think about the city? Again, think about stereotypes. What are the most stereotypical things in the city?
Vodka,
Vodka, yeah, what else?
beer,
Beer.
beautiful ladies.
Okay, skip the ladies.
Okay.
Don't talk about ladies in the set, because
Yeah.
that puts you in a sex tourist box.
Yeah. Okay.
So, good vodka,
Good vodka.
good beer,
Cheap.
cheap,
Yeah.
nice parks,
Yeah.
everything you need. So you seem like all of the sets, all the girls you stopped, all 7 of them stopped, which is fucking great for day 1. I would say one thing to add in this set was close strong. So when you are going for the close, say I gotta go, you gotta go. Another time you'll go for a drink, I'll send you a message, what's your name? And when you are saying what's your name, your phone is already out. You are already creating a new contact, and you did the right thing by not going for her on Instagram, and she offered, fuck that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some more. So you've done 8 sets and you got in the second session and you got 1 number, but then you have like super shitty reactions. Can you read what I wrote down in the notes? Fast! Speak slow, motherfucker. They don't speak English.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to speak to people in countries like Ukraine and Serbia and many other Eastern European countries, remembering that their English level is extremely bad, super low voice, the fewer words the possible, and the simplest words you can come up with. So what do you do when you open a chick and she says, oh, can you take a photo of me?
If I get a kiss? No, I don't know.
The worst thing to do would be to take a photo,
It is.
because then you're her photographer.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead, you want to be the guy who's hitting on her. So how can you turn that into hitting on her?
When I think about.
Tease, motherfucker, tease. Say,
I
oh
suck
my
at
god,
tease.
you're one of those Instagram girls.
Yeah.
7 stories every day, selfies. Your phone is probably full with selfies.
Yeah.
So tease her like that. So if day 1 was about, and it always is kind of about seeing how a student reacts, how he does, what skills he has and what he has to learn, and to kind of gauge how fast he's learning. And we see that there are some things that you learn slowly, like voice. That's something that we're gonna learn. We're gonna work on a lot. The high voice, speaking fast, and messing up the lines a little bit. But at the same time, you have many things that you understand better than some guys after coaching. Like actually the structure of the set, using different techniques, like 3 things, using stacking pretty well, using things like fishing for the hook point. All things that I've explained in the structured natural video series and the video series about building attraction in general. So you understand a lot of those things. Today, in day 2, is gonna be all about drilling, like drilling the fucking line, which you did in the few sets you did now. Actually, in the last few, the line was perfect. Voice was still super high.
Yeah.
So today we're gonna be drilling the line, drilling the voice. That's all the goal for this day. So you just did a set, let's work on the line. Tell me the fucking line.
Hi, excuse me.
Voice.
Hi, excuse me. I saw you from over there.
I had to tell you one thing.
I had to tell you one
Start
thing.
from the beginning.
Hi, excuse me. I just gotta tell you one thing. I saw you from over there. I thought you looked really cute. So I just wanted to say hi. I thought you just woke up. Or maybe came just to
Okay,
yoga.
what I noticed about you, and no
Yeah.
questioning tone. There's like a question in every sentence you're saying is like a question. I just had to tell you one thing. Okay, let's start again.
Hi, excuse me. He's gonna tell you one thing. I saw you from over there. I thought you looked really cute. So I just wanted to say hi. What I noticed about you were the way you were walking very slowly. So I was thinking, this girl is probably coming just from yoga, or she used to walk on.
So line was perfect, but still there was a question at the end of every sentence, so it's much better. Let's try this some more. Everyone has his kind of bad habits in daygame sets. Someone ejects all the time, which is just a different type of approach anxiety. Someone closes too fast. Someone is always asking the same questions. So what are you up to today? Or starts talking about themselves because they just don't know what to say. And that's kind of the value of drilling is you learn the basics, you learn the beginning of a set, you learn to get one stack, then she gives you a topic, you learn to storytell. When I think about this, I think about three things, A, B, and C, that must be you. She doesn't give you shit. Instead of saying, oh, like, whatever, what was the thing you said? Oh, what are you up to today? Or just going straight fishing for the hook point. Oh, that's so different from what I do. I can't imagine how it is to do that. Which is just way too fast to go for that line. It's just forcing a hook point, which that's not a real hook point. So that's the importance of drilling is you do one stack, you tell a story. She doesn't give you anything. You do the second stack, she doesn't give you anything. You do the third stack. Then she doesn't give you anything, you just leave. And that's kind of what we're focusing on today is learning all the things, drilling all the things until the hook point. Because the hard thing in daygame is getting to the hook point, and after the hook point, it becomes so much easier. So what are you going to focus on in the next set?
More stacking.
More stacking, okay.
And storytelling.
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go out of the door. Lost and down into the light now.
So you have some numbers that are finally responding. Did you text her?
I'm just about to. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, send the text. Say something like, because she asked you whether you have an Instagram account. You can just say, I'm old school. I don't use social media. Hanging out with a friend from Latvia. What are you up to? And if she responds well, you can send one more ping later, like a photo ping. And if she responds well to that, then you can date request. Because texting in Ukraine is much simpler than texting in any other country. I break all the texting rules here. I send just a few texts and just straight go for the date request. I'm not wasting any time here, and it seems to be working very good here. End of day 2, motherfucker. So you did shit out of sites. You did like 30 today and over 20 yesterday. So you actually have done over 50 sets in 2 days. That's a lot. And you have 8 numbers. So fucking amazing. You're setting up a date request. So let's see what she responds.
Yeah.
And you have homework for tomorrow and day after that. Tomorrow you go out, you do a minimum of 5 sets on your own, preferably 10, and day after that as well. If it takes you more than 2 hours, then just do 5, but
yeah.
Try to do from 5 to 10.
Okay.
And we'll see each other in 2 days.
Yeah.
After first 2 days of coaching, Gar has 2 days on his own, and then we're continuing coaching. And the way I'm thinking about this is why I work one-on-one with my students is because everyone needs a bit of a different attitude. Whereas if you do a bootcamp with several guys at the same time, then one guy might need a bit more hand-holding and might have these problems, while another guy might have different challenges. So they require completely different solutions. And if I worked at like 2 or more students at the same time, I couldn't give that kind of one-on-one attention and really figure out what is the exact thing these guys need to focus on. Well, and with Gar, he has several things going for him very well. He has a few problems. So the things he's doing very well, he's very similar to IT guys, because some IT guys, they watch all the content, they understand the structure, and they know when to use stacking, when to use what storytelling, when to fish for a hook point, when they need to chill out, when they need to start challenging, when they need to close. So he understands the structure of the set kinda okay. He knows there are all these elements, and he kinda knows where to use which of these elements. I was actually very surprised to see that in his sets. Well, that's the good news. The bad news is his voice. In the beginning, he was speaking super fast. Like, hey, sorry, I know this is blah, 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 blah. Yeah, girls could barely understand what he's saying. And and he was speaking sometimes a bit too quiet, but the biggest thing was his voice. So he was speaking in a fairly high voice. So, hey, sorry, I know this is very random, but I just saw you, and this questioning tone at the end of every sentence. I just thought you're very cute. I wanted to say hi. And that's his biggest challenge right now. So when I left him on for 2 days on his own, when he was dating on his own, I gave him a very simple task. He had to go out, do at least 5 sets, preferably 10 per day. And he did that on day 1, and this is day 2 when he's on his own. I hope he did 10 sets today as well. And what he had to do, he had to record all of these sets and listen back to each set right after doing the set. Why? Because I could fix many things. He started understanding structure even better. He was using the right stacks. He was doing storytelling. It was great. His number closing, he was doing it better. He was doing everything really good, but the questioning tone at the end of each sentence, it stayed exactly like that. So I made him record the sets so he would listen back to those sets and hear himself doing that, and that way he would kind of understand, oh, okay, I'm doing this, and he would have a good feedback, and he would be able to start to change that. So that's what he was doing for 2 days, and tomorrow I'm going out with him again, and we'll keep working on his day game.
So you had 2 days on your own. What happened? You did 10 sets on the first day. How did it go?
I didn't get any numbers, but I got most of them to stop, and a few don't know any English, so that's what you can do. And like 2 of them, I had a really long conversation. And
okay.
Yeah.
What's with yesterday? What happened yesterday?
Yesterday I went out and did 10 sets too, and
How many spoke English?
4 or 5 of them.
4 or 5. And what happened in those interactions? Were there anything that was longer than the stack?
Yeah, I got 1 number. Feeling a little bit hopeful on that one.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing quite a few sets. You've done like 5-ish. I've done 2, 1 number, 1 nothing. And then we were walking and I saw this lovely 2 set, and being in a really good mood, and honestly being after an IV drip and feeling like I'm a little bit high on drugs, I decided to open a 2 set while you were next to me, and it was a lovely 2 set. So let's talk about 2 sets. In 2 set, there are 2 options. Either both guys go in, as we did just now, or one guy opens and the other guy joins a little bit later. So in this case, we both went in. And your job as a wing, or when you are the main guy, then the wing's job is to understand who am I going for.
Yeah.
So I'm going for the chick in black, and there was another in white. If I'm talking to the chick in black, then your job is to kind of get attention of the chick in white. So if you're standing like here, and there is the chick in black,
Yeah.
and there's the chick in white, and I'm talking to the chick in black, so you go around me, you go to the other side where the white chick is, and you talk to the white chick. And in that way, the black chick is here, I'm here, white chick is here, you're here, and it's 2 separate conversations.
Yeah.
Ideally, we each take like a little step like this,
Okay.
and then they have to turn their backs to each other, and we have 2 completely separate sets that don't even see what's happening with the other chick. So that's option number 1.
Yeah.
But the important thing is, as soon as you see the main guy, the guy who opened, close, you either close or you end the conversation. Never continue the conversation, because remember, wing is winging, so it's about the guy who opened the set. So as soon as I'm closing, we're leaving, and in this case the conversation kind of went on. You decided to talk a bit more, but I hadn't explained 2 sets yet to you, and since I'm in this chemically induced state after IV drip, I was in a good enough mood to do a dumb 2 set. And the other option is when a guy first opens and then the wing comes in a few minutes later. And the difference is, well, you wait. If you're a wing, you just look at a set and you kind of try to understand when has the set reached a hook point.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when the set has reached a hook point, you join in. You can say some shit like, damn, I leave this guy alone for 2 minutes and he's talking to some girls, or oh, here you are, or anything like that. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then again, your job by that moment is to understand who I'm talking to, and then take the other girl and kind of distract her. My job as the guy who's running the set is first to make it clear who I'm talking to by standing closer to the target. So that for you, even if you don't see what we're talking about, even if you don't see who's responding, who's not, if there are three people standing, I should stand so that there is a clear space where you can come in, and it's clear where you should come in
Yeah.
to talk to the other girl. Any questions about 2 sets?
I think it's pretty much clear. Yeah.
Okay, let's do some more sets. An end of another coaching day. What did you learn today?
Probably like to slow down, tonality, and I need to shift my stack because it was sounding a little bit robotic.
Yeah, it happens to a lot of students when they get kind of robotic once after they do it like 100 times. So the speed, the thing you had to fix on your own, you fixed that. The questioning tone is 75-80% gone. So it's much better. You got a few numbers, a few of them are actually responding, so now you know what to do, ping them a few pings.
Yeah.
If they're texting well, then, well, this is Ukraine, you don't need to text for several days. As soon as they respond well to like 2 pings, you can straight go to the date request, and we'll see each other again tomorrow and see what we can get done.
Yes.
Have a good evening. Ciao. At day 4, we've realized that you're the perfect example of how different students need very different attitudes. So with someone I need to like almost hold their hand and like be super soft. Whereas with you, I've noticed I just gotta scream at you and just like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was this? You fucking like, why did you say that? Does that make fucking sense? Whereas with most students, if I do shit like that, they kind of become, well, they don't start crying, but it doesn't work for them. Whereas for you, I kind of deconstruct one set by telling you, okay, how does this make sense? How does that make sense? Why would you say this? Why would you say that? And all of a sudden you get like 2 numbers in a row and run 2 pretty good sets. I mean, the first one, the previous one, or not the last one, but like the one before that, was the best set you've done in these 4 days, and the last one was pretty okay as well. I mean, yeah, you did mess up a few lines, for example, asking her, what do you do for fun? It's better to just say something like, oh, you sound super serious, do you have a fun side? Which you did in the previous set, but not in this one. So this is a perfect example of some students really just need to kick up the ass. Here we are at day 5, but this day 5, the last day of coaching, is going to be a little bit different than the other day 5s. So we're splitting it in 2 parts. We're going to do 1 session today here. Tomorrow you're going home to Sweden, and when you arrive a day after tomorrow, we're going to do a remote session over a WhatsApp call where you are going out in Sweden, I'm here in Ukraine sitting in a bar enjoying a shisha, a coffee or whatever else. You're gonna day game, actually in Swedish. I'm not even gonna understand what you're saying, but the point of this call, the point of this session is for me to make sure you're still talking slow, your voice is still good, and even if I understand 5% of what you're saying, I'm still gonna get a good idea of what's happening in the sets, and I can still do that asking you questions about what happened in a set. So today, what we're gonna do, since it's our last session together in person, is we're not gonna work on anything new. Yesterday we saw that you can run good sets. You run in the last session we did yesterday. You did 3 very technically good sets, very nice. If you can run sets like that, you can easily get laid from sets like that. So today you're working on the stuff you know. You're going out, you're doing sets, you're doing maybe 10 sets. We don't need more than 10 sets. All we need is for you to really make sure you're doing the things you know correctly, nothing new, only the fundamentals, only the stuff you already know, only 10 sets, and then at the end of the session or the last 15 minutes of the session, we'll sit down and we'll talk about everything that has happened, where you started, where you are now, what you are good at, what are your weak spots, what you should focus on in the future. So let's go. And here we are at the end of the last session we're doing together in person. So how is your game right now?
Way better, because I was like in the beginning more nervous, but now I feel more calm going up. So it's like, it's improved a lot. I feel way more confident than before.
So, and what's your plan for this evening?
I have 2 dates.
One arriving in
Like
20 minutes,
20
and
minutes, and the other one 7.
so you have a bit of time to grab a bottle of wine, make sure you have something in your place,
Yeah.
and let's see how this ends, and we'll hop on a call in 2 days to do the last session when you will be in Sweden.
Yeah, nice.
So what happened? Gar went on a date went great, they ended up at his place, they had some wine, had a lovely makeout. Next day he left back to Sweden and he's already day gaming there. So what do you do if you want to learn good technical day game? If you like this video and you like the way I teach day game, well, get some day game coaching. Below this video you'll see a link to a description of how coaching usually happens, and there is a form at the bottom of the page. You can fill the form, tell me where you want to get the coaching. Is it in Europe? Is it in USA? And I'll get back to you with all the details, possible cities, possible dates, pricing, etc. If you want to learn on your own, then start with the structured natural video series, which is linked in the description of this video. The structured natural video series explain why technical approach is the best way to learn day game, and there I explain you in a very technical step-by-step way how you can start to apply it to your day game set, starting from the stop to pre-opener, opener, stacking, etc. I have a bunch of other videos about technical day game coming out soon, so make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and make sure you have clicked the notification bell button, simply because it's so easy to get lost between all the stuff you're subscribed to. My channel isn't for the average day gamer, it's for the guys who take day games seriously and really want to learn to get results. I have this YouTube channel, I have a podcast, and we also have a group chat with around 250 day gamers from all over the world. If you want to join the group chat, simply head over to my website strobert.blog. It is strobert.blog. Join the mailing list, and in the welcome email you will get an invitation link to join the group chat. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.
Into the light now.